Today we are back at our mountain test course to see just how well this Land Cruiser 250 can handle ice and snow. That's coming up right now on Driving Sports TV.
This episode is brought to you by Tires Easy. Finding your tires just got easier.
Welcome back to our mountain test course located here in central Washington state. The last time we brought the Land Cruiser out, it was near perfect conditions. It was sunny, it was relatively dry, and there was just a little bit of moisture in the soil to give it perfect grip. Well, today we have the exact opposite. It snowed about a week ago, it's thawed, it's refrozen, and right now we are borderline freezing, which means we're going to get some slush and mud as the day wears on. If you watch our show regularly, you know that just recently I brought out my 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor to see how well it did on the same test hill. And admittedly, the Ford did have some issues with its traction control system. In fact, we brought it to the dealer to make sure that it was operating correctly. It was. Of course, if you want to see how that went down, go ahead and check out that episode. But today is all about this 2024 Land Cruiser First Edition. And as much as we would like conditions to be exactly the same every time we test out here, that's just not reality. We have to work with what we got. And today, it's a little warmer, it's a little icier, and a little later, it's going to be a little muddy. But before we start driving, let's dig into the key features of this 2024 Land Cruiser First Edition that we bought for this show in spring of 2024. Under the hood is a 2.4-liter turbo four-cylinder engine combined with an electric motor for a total system output of 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. The transmission is an 8-speed automatic. Full-time four-wheel drive is standard with a rear bias Torsen center differential that is lockable. It also has a rear locker and a front sway bar disconnect in addition to Toyota's MTS and crawl control systems. Because this is a first edition, it came standard with rock rails, a roof rack, and a deluxe interior in addition to retro-inspired round headlights. Though the first edition is gone for 2025, you can still get pretty close to this configuration by adding options to a Land Cruiser Premium. But trim levels aside, the Land Cruiser is identical from 2024 into 2025. Also, to answer all the people who are going to inevitably comment that this is not a Land Cruiser, it is in fact a Land Cruiser Prado, we don't have a Prado in the US. As far as Toyota is concerned, this is the new Land Cruiser. Regarding the 300, which is globally known as the Land Cruiser, we do kind of get that in the US in the form of the Lexus LX. However, that's not really a direct comparison because the LX here is more of a luxury vehicle, less so than the Land Cruiser is globally. And frankly, not a huge difference between this and the larger 300. Yes, you can say the 300 is more overbuilt, but the fact is this is roughly the same size. The wheelbase is identical. The chassis is nearly identical. The full-size 300 just has about 2 more inches in length. And of course, it does offer some different powertrains. Unfortunately, we don't get the 2.8 diesel here in the US. This one is petrol only. From the factory, this Land Cruiser did come standard with Michelin LTX trail tires, and they are essentially all seasons. In conditions like this, they would be considered the absolutely wrong tire. So we are currently rolling on Falken Wild Peak AT4W HDs. These are very durable 33-inch E-load tires. Funny thing though, these are actually rated at the same size as the factory tires, which are a little bit more over 31 inches, being a 265/70 R18. So technically the same size tire, but with a larger diameter. That gives us just a little bit more ground clearance than the factory 8.7 inches. Price as you see it here with the Toyota OEM wheels and Falken Wild Peak tires, about $80,000 US.
And that brings us to the sponsor of this video, Tires Easy. At Tires Easy, you can order a new set of tires at a great price, all from the comfort of your home or office. Tires Easy has been helping customers get great tires at great prices for over 20 years. Shipping is free, and they've also built a great network of installers across the US to help you get your tires mounted fast and right. To learn more, go to tires-easy.com.
Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's start driving. To kick off this test, I think we're gonna start with some fun. I'm gonna go MTS sand, which is totally the wrong setting. But we did a similar test with the Ranger Raptor, putting it in Baja mode. What sand will do is cut back on traction control and also give us maximum power. So go ahead and lock that center diff. Come on, you gonna lock? Sometimes you gotta move a little bit for it to kick in. There we go, it's locked in. But I'm gonna leave the rear locker off for right now. Let's go ahead and have a little fun up one of the main lines and just see how this vehicle handles. Also, how good are these AT4W tires in ice and snow? The AT4W is a snow rated tire. It has the 3-peak designation, which means it's good in ice and snow. But how good? I think we'll have a good idea by the end of the day. Nope, didn't work. Go backwards a little bit. Oh, am I already stuck in a little ice? Unfortunately, I can't actually lock the rear diff because Toyota doesn't let you do that in 4 high. It's so weird. So let's go ahead and switch to deep snow setting. Probably gonna modify traction control for us a little bit here. So I usually do a rocking technique when I'm in a trough like this, where basically you drive forward a little bit, put the brakes on, try to get up to the top of the thing, and then roll backwards a little bit. See, we move backwards just a little bit further forward. I seem to be stuck. So how do I get unstuck here? Well, I guess we're gonna go into 4 low because I want that rear diff to kick in. Okay, now we should have the rear diff, yep, now locked. So little progress is progress. Just keep that in mind. If you're ever in a situation like this, you're looking for just little baby steps. See that? More of a shimmy. Brake on and charge it. We're getting there. Yeah, don't stop on ice. That's the rule, right? But I was so busy monologuing, kind of forgot what I was doing. Almost there. Put brake on this crown, and then we should be able to drive off with momentum. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let that be a warning. Things are gonna get tricky. The ground is actually frozen. I thought it would be thawed because it's been like 34 degrees overnight, but no, it's still very, very frozen. Well, that's going to make things very interesting going along the Rattler, which is where we almost slid off the side of the hill in the Ranger. So let's not do that today. But I think for science sake, we do have to go out there. So let's at least go out there and see how it goes. If things get too sketchy, I'm going to back out. Because keep in mind, I bought this rig. This is not a loaner. This is not a see if you can destroy it kind of vehicle. Okay, let's set up for this. Now let's do the Rattler. So before I go out here, let's check conditions. Oh yeah, that's icy. So we have a solid surface of ice. Below that's kind of frozen slush. And then on the bottom, we have compact ice and snow. Right. So these tires look more aggressive than the BFG KO3s that are on the Ranger Raptor. But looks aren't always everything. Or maybe they are in this case. I don't know. Let's find out. So it is a little annoying that I can't turn on the rear locker when I'm in 4 high. I can only use it in 4 low. So I guess I'm just going to keep us in 4 low for now. Keep that center locked. I am going to turn off the rear locker because we're just going to go in slowly here. I'm going to go ahead and disable the front stabilizer bar. It's going to unhook it, give us more articulation. Put it in drive, and let's put mud. Let's do MTS for, So rock will give us the least amount of wheel spin. Is that what I want? You know what? Let's just do auto. We'll let the vehicle sort it out for us. And we'll make adjustments as necessary, of course. So the trickiest thing about our trails here is that they're all on ledges. So you can't just haul into them. You can't just use momentum. Because if you do and you get shunted one way or the other, you could fall right off. And that's pretty dangerous, obviously. Here's a first little bump. We'll probably scrape our front skid plate a little bit. Keep a little momentum through it. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Let's get up on the rise here. Oh, yeah. We're going to be grinding, that's for sure. Of course, the last vehicle we took out here was the Ranger Raptor, which has about 11 inches of ground clearance, or 10 or something like that. This one has a couple inches less, so we're definitely going to be scraping. And one thing I'm going to do right now is actually air down the tires, which will help improve grip. Now, I'm not going to go crazy low. I'm just going to go to about 18 PSI. So first I'm going to put PSIs up so I can easily monitor what's going on. There we go. And I'm using Ston tire deflators. You don't have to buy a set as fancy as these, but they are preset for 18 PSI. I just screw them on, wait, then take them off. Obviously, if you're going to air down your tires, you need to also make sure that you bring some kind of compressor with you, either battery powered or one that you could hook up to the vehicle, because you don't want to drive on the highway at 18 PSI. Not only does it kill your MPGs, it also could debeat a tire if you hit something aggressive. Whew. It's getting foggy out there. Okay, 4 low, sway bar disconnected, center locker on. Oh, and MTS is in auto. Let's do this. Just kind of keep an even, steady pace. Now, obviously, the hardest part is going to be climbing out of here. That is actually going to be really, really, really difficult. Worst case scenario, we're backing out. But don't worry, even if we back out, we got some other stuff we can play with. Okay, here's the setup. And so I'm in 4 low. I don't want to spin my wheels up too high because obviously 4 low is not ideal for high-speed shenanigans. Keep it moving, watch that ledge. Steady throttle. Oh. So I am kind of stuck here. Let's go ahead and turn on that rear locker. We'll give a rear locker low attempt before we jump over to a 4 high attempt. I'm going to back down to give myself more of a running start. Need a little momentum. Actually need a lot of momentum. Don't like being 2 feet from that drop off though. That's rather close. Okay, let's do it again. Throttle in, MTS auto, 4 low, rear locker on, keep momentum up and around the corner. Keep it throttle, 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 keep it throttle. Okay, where Ford was cutting throttle, this one did not. So that's good. Even though we can't seem to get up here. This seems to be just too, ooh, that's scratching paint a little bit. Got in on the shrubbery there. Okay, let's get up on the bank, then pop back down, using as much of the bank here as possible so I don't slide off into oblivion, which means I'm also, crunching the plant. Okay. Yeah, I think that was actually pretty good, all things considered. Yikes. Let's try to straighten this out a little bit. Nope. Gravity. Let's use gravity. Man, that is so close to that ledge. Okay. Drone's all icy. Not ideal. Icy drone. We gotta have to disable the rear locker. Now go to 4 high, neutral, makes the switch. And I'm actually gonna do deep snow because that is legitimately what we have going on here. So right, so only center locker on, MTS deep snow, high for transmission. Let's do it. Okay, and away we go. See if we can get some momentum to get us up that bank. Yes, 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 yes. No. So close though. I just needed to commit a little harder, I think. Let's ease down. So obviously this is not a very scientific test, but I would say aired down to 18, these tires seem to have more grip. Now granted, surface conditions aren't identical, vehicle's not identical, but if you're locking that center, this and the Ranger are basically the same. It's 4 wheels spinning. I mean, what else do you want, right? Now obviously the traction control systems here seem to be better than the Ford, because this one has never cut out on me like the Ford would always do. At least not yet. Okay, let's do this. I feel like we can make it up. Yeah. Okay. Charge. Now I can only charge so fast because if I get too much wheel spin, it's just going to slow me down as the wheels spin on the ice. There we go. We're going to make it, and we slide to the middle again. I see a theme here. Bit of a tilt there. Come on. Yeah, never like that. Okay. Why is this so wonky? Come on. There we go. Okay. Little slide, not too bad. You can actually see the wheels spinning there. Okay, we are not in the right direction. Let's try to get in the right direction here. Yeah, so that's auto braking on those inside wheels because we're on ice there. But it's not cutting my throttle. At least not a complete cut. It's cutting individual wheels, which is what you want. Of course, right now I'm at a slant sideways, which I do not like. So I'm just going to try to get throttle to kind of creep my way sideways here if I can. Okay, let's try another thing. Let's completely disable traction if I can. I'll hold this down. Okay, traction is off now. Okay, we're just digging. Not much of a ledge behind me, so I don't want to get too much action there. It's the same thing as up before. I get into a trough in ice, and you can only do so much in that case. Oh man, my front is sliding. There we go. I'm gonna get my back around. So actually, if I could lock my rear, I could swing my back around a little easier here. So this is where, hey Toyota, it'd be great if I could lock my rear in 4 high. Because I'm not getting what I want here. Okay, well let's go ahead and let's go to 4 low. Neutral. It now switches to MTS Auto automatically because there's no snow mode there. I'm going to lock that rear diff. Transmission oil temperature high. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Oh. Okay, so I see what the issue here is that I've actually built in little troughs for each wheel. I've dug down into the dirt, icy dirt at that. So what I really need to do here is either get traction boards out or start digging. And I think I'm going to start digging. Okay, so can't put my belt on because I'm on too much of a slope, thanks Toyota. Let's go ahead and see if we can just back out of this gently. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't take much to overwhelm a tire. I mean, that's why if you're chalking your tires with those little triangles, You don't have to do much to stop the vehicle from rolling. There we go. Ease it down. There we go. Now we're aligned. Right. So what did we learn on this particular feature? The Toyota, though I was still not able to get up this particular hill, it did better in the fact that it never actually cut out on me at all. Now, I got a warning about high temperatures of the transmission because, of course, it was doing a ton of work, but it never removed my ability to add throttle, and that's a key distinction. I could do it again, but I'm not. One recovery is enough today, at least so far. Let's go play in other parts of the hill, see if we can get up that ladder, perhaps. So this is going to be another kind of speed run, and obviously we have the advantage of having dirt down at the bottom, but is it an advantage? Don't be so sure, because what we have here is, of course, clay, and the clay is very, very slick when it's wet, and we're right at 33 degrees. Ice is starting to get a little slippery. H4, 4 low, oh no, H4, center lock on. What mode? Let's do deep snow. And that's it. Go. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is slippery. Let's try that again. That is very, 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 very slick. Yikes. Okay, up we go. How far are we going again? We made it to the thick stuff. Yeah, we're not getting up this. In fact, my foot is on the brake and we're rolling back just a little bit, a little slidey. You will also see that we're almost at the full 30 degree. Let's get that bigger screen up there. We're almost at the full 30 degrees of tilt here, so this is very, very steep. And this isn't the steepest section of the ladder, it's actually up there. After the ladder, I did try the exit to Python Pass. I did get further than the Ford Ranger got, but I did get high centered with all of the snow getting packed under the vehicle. So that was no good. With a couple traction boards and a shovel, I was able to get free in a couple minutes. So clearly there is a lot of snow here, and yes, this is really challenging. But I think we've learned what we need to learn today about this Land Cruiser. This snow is very difficult. It's just very icy and very deep, much deeper than the amount of ground clearance that this vehicle has. It's just packing the ice underneath, and there's nothing you can do when your wheels don't touch the ground. So I think what we're going to do is go up to the lookout and wrap this up. Of course, getting to the lookout does mean I need to go through some more deep snow, but I think this will be a little easier because it's not quite so steep. Overall, very happy with this vehicle. Yes, we got stuck on that steep climb, but that was a very difficult climb. Actually, ironically, we're gonna go down it right now, or at least next to it. Ooh, that ice is thick. Come on. Wow, this is some serious snow here. To get all the way to the peak, I do need to cross this connector, and it has probably about yay much snow. And of course, it has that layer of ice on the top. Let's go ahead and put this into, we're in mud right now, so let's go ahead and switch this to deep snow because that's deep snow. We're actually gonna be driving right next to where we just got stuck, but we're on the upper lip of the road. Okay, here we go. Gonna keep momentum through this. We just kind of plow our way through, basically. I'm sure it'll be fine. Then we're gonna climb all the way to the top and wrap this up. Just as the sun is breaking over. and that's the Land Cruiser 250, otherwise known as just Land Cruiser here in the US. Overall, very, very happy with this vehicle. Yes, we couldn't get up that steep climb. Yes, it's also really difficult, but what we learned was the difference between Ford traction control and Toyota traction control. The Ford would just cut the throttle completely. Watch our Ranger Raptor video in the same location that we put out just recently, and you will see how that went down. This one just let us keep going and going and going and going and going until the transmission was like raising its hand going, just, you might want to calm down. At which point, I was stuck anyway. So grabbed a shovel, dug myself out. It was fine. Could I have made it up? Possibly. With a few more charges, we could have done all the way up there, probably. But we learned what we needed to learn. Overall, this vehicle, specifically with these AT4W tires, is a killer combination. Anything short of studs or chains, you're not going to be climbing stuff like that on the regular basis. But overall, yeah, Land Cruiser 250. Again, thanks to our sponsor, tires-easy.com. Be sure to check out all the tires they have available. You can even get these AT4W HD tires. I did look them up, and they are available on the site in this exact size and fitment. So that's pretty awesome. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share videos. We make them for you. I hope you enjoy them. We'll see you again right here real soon. And hopefully we get some fresh snow here. This stuff's great, but I want that virgin powder.